Getting and keeping the attention of prospects, leads, and customers is getting harder than ever. The average attention span is getting shorter, and the majority of your customers communicate, make decisions, and buy from their mobile phones. Now, your customers and prospects are overwhelmed, confused, overworked, and bombarded constantly. So how are you going to get and keep their attention? In the next couple of minutes, that's about to change. My name is Mike Koenigs, and this is a You Everywhere Now special report. How you can instantly get into the pocket and hearts of every prospect and customer with their permission using Skipio. First of all, why don't you explain what is Skipio and what does it do?
Well, what Skipio is it's a unique platform, a software platform that allows you as a business owner to be able to connect with your customers in a way that you've never been able to do that before. Customers want to be able to reach you and connect with you and talk with you, and up to this point, it's been a very, very hard thing for customers to be able to do. We developed Skipio so that you as a business owner can have a unique relationship with every single customer that you have.
Okay, and one of the things that I think is really, really cool about this is you can actually set up and have two phone numbers on your phone, and you can maintain relationships with a business number, and then you have your personal number and keep them separate.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's interesting. We were at a lunch with the guys in the fitness world. We were at a lunch just last week, I think it was, and we were talking with him and what he's doing with his marketing and how he communicates with his customers. And he had 3 different phones that he was using to communicate with customers and prospects. And what we do with Skipio is we actually assign you a new phone number. And so you'll have two phone numbers on your phone. One is your Skipio number and one is your personal cell phone number. You use your Skipio number to communicate. You give the Skipio number out to all of your customers. You say, hey, look, this is my personal VIP text line. Use it to communicate with me so you can have a mobile experience with your customers, but you don't have to give out your personal cell phone. And so yeah, with Skipio, you actually get 2 numbers, one for personal, one for business.
Okay, and one of the biggest and most powerful aspects of Skipio is the fact that it can not only automate this entire conversation and create campaigns, but you can have also a back-end web-based experience. So you can have your assistant actually maintaining connections with all of your customers and clients as well. And I know we'll talk in greater detail and depth, but before we get into that part of it, can you describe how Skipio was developed and why you created it in the first place?
Yeah, I mean, Skipio was developed originally out of a need. There was a need for us to be able to communicate with our customers in a way that they would never leave us. I used to be in the insurance industry, the auto and homeowners and life insurance industry, where we would sell insurance. And between my dad and my brothers, we had a family business that we had built up to where we had grown a very substantial business where we had tens of thousands of customers. We actually had one agency where we had 17,000 customers in the one agency. And we had multiple agencies over several different states. And so we had a great business going. But when you think about what insurance is, an insurance agent gets into insurance because he wants to have the residual income that comes off of those customers. He doesn't get into insurance to sell insurance. I mean, who wants to just sell insurance? You get it so that you can get the residuals off of that. Well, we'd built up this enormous business, and we controlled more insurance business than a lot of agents in the U.S. We had a very large business, and with that comes sometimes large problems. And the problem that we had was we had a retention problem, because in insurance, it's really a commodity-based business. And what I mean by that is people are always shopping for the cheapest price. You don't really have a good relationship with your insurance agent, and so people would just leave. I mean, Geico built a $1 billion company just saying, come over here and save 15%. I mean, 15%? People leave a business just to go save 15%? As far as we were concerned, that's ridiculous. And so we said, there's got to be a better way. There's got to be a way to be able to communicate with our customers in such a way where each one of them feels like they're the most important customer that we have. That if the insurance rates were raised by 10 or 15 or 20%, not saved them 10 or 15 or 20, but if they were raised 10 or 15 or 20 or 25%, that they wouldn't go anywhere because we'd connected with them on a level where we became their insurance guy, the guy that took care of all of their insurance needs instead of just a place where they have their insurance. And so we needed to have something like that because we had so many customers. Again, I said tens of thousands, and it's hard to communicate with customers, whether you have tens of thousands, or you have 1,000, or 100. I have 5 kids. And it's hard for me to communicate with just my 5 kids and make sure that every one of those feel like they're loved and appreciated and communicated with, let alone 10,000 customers. And so we went out into the marketplace because we were losing hundreds of thousands of dollars every single month in attrition, people just going to save 15% on their car insurance. We said there's gotta be a better way. So we went into the marketplace to try to find a better solution. It didn't exist. It doesn't exist today other than Skipio. So we said, you know what? We can't lose this much money anymore. We need to create a platform that brings all of that intimate communication into one place and it's easily manageable so that we can automate a process that will communicate with every customer in a very personal way. We actually, before we had Skipio, we would hire employees, and we had 4, 5, 6 different employees that would be on the phone just making phone calls. And they would be making phone calls for welcome calls, new customer calls, claims calls, birthday calls, anniversary calls. And the purpose of these calls was just to try to help these customers feel like they were loved and appreciated so that they would stick with us. What we found with Skipio is Skipio actually does a 10 times better job than all of these people on the phone that we were paying tens of thousands of dollars a month to do. Skipio does a much better job. It never misses. Birthdays, holidays, renewals, anniversaries, it never misses, and every single customer always feels like they are the most important customer that we have.
Right, and the way I liken this to is just imagine if the owner of a business would give you their mobile phone number and say, check in with me anytime, or if you got a message from anyone you've ever done business with, just to check in with you, and imagine how special you'd feel and how intimate that connection might be.
You're spot on. And there was actually a study done, and they talked to about 6,000 different people and talked to them about text messaging and text messaging from a business. And 83% of the people that were asked said that they would like a business to reach out to them via text. 83% of the people want to communicate with the business owner, and they're saying that. They're saying, give me a way to be able to communicate with me. Don't call me, don't send me mail, don't do anything like that. Just communicate with me. And what you said there was really interesting. How would it make me feel if a business owner reached out and said, hey, here's a line that you can communicate with me on? Here's a VIP text line. Well, number one, I would appreciate the fact that he gave me the ability to communicate with him, but the fact that he allowed me to communicate with him even goes to a deeper level. The fact that he would say, look, I care about you enough as a customer to allow you to have this personal line from me. But again, you have the 2 lines on your phone, so you're not giving out your personal cell phone as a business owner, but the customer feels that way. And so yeah, it's great for the efficiency. The customer can reach back and say, this is awesome, I have a way to communicate, but how that makes them feel inside, saying, this guy cares about me enough to give me this opportunity, that is a big, big deal when it comes to retaining customers. How they feel is probably more important than the product or service that you offer.
Right. And one of the things that I want to just encourage you to do right now, and this is really, really interesting, because if you're wondering, how does this work, and does this mean I have to do all the work? Look, Skipio automates everything, but what you can do is pull out your mobile phone right now, okay, and text "try it" to this phone number, which is 858-375-1444. And if all you do is just text that in right now, the gang at Skipio is going to allow you to try out the platform free of charge. They're going to set it up for you, but more importantly, they're going to give you the scripts that will help you capture leads, build and maintain an intimate relationship with your clients and customers, and have no fear, you don't have to do all the work, because Skipio automates not just text marketing, but also voicemail marketing, email marketing as well, and a whole lot more.
It does.
So from the moment we text in right now, so go ahead, try it out and see what it does for you. What will happen as soon as we text in and we get a response?
Well, when you text in, that's going to go into the Skipio system. And so what we're going to use right here is the keyword feature of Skipio. And so you as a business owner can choose any keyword that you want that relates to your business. If you're a dentist, you could choose whitening for teeth whitening. If you're the orthodontist, you could choose braces. If you're a carpet cleaner, you could choose clean. It doesn't matter what type of business you're in, you can choose a keyword and you can use that in your marketing to acquire customers and get them to inquire about your business. And so when you text in that word "try it," that is going to go go into the Skipio system, and the people at Skipio, our employees at Skipio, our team is going to recognize that that has just come in from somebody who wants more information about Skipio and who wants to see the magic, see how Skipio would work for their business. And immediately that's going to respond back to whoever texts in the word try it. They will get an immediate response, and they will then have the opportunity to try it for free and to look and see, how does Skipio apply it with my business? How does it work with my business?
Okay, and that gets us to the next thing, which is what businesses will Skipio work for, and will it work for me in my business? That's the next obvious thing, right?
Yeah. And
so are there any businesses it won't work for?
It's a great question. I guess the only business that it doesn't work for is a business owner who doesn't want to keep his customers. And so, yeah, if you don't want to keep your customers, it's probably not going to work for that guy, but really all businesses want to keep their customers. They're not in business to lose customers. They work hard to acquire those customers and they want to keep them. So Skipio works for any business. I don't care if you're an insurance agent, a carpet cleaner, a dentist, an author, a speaker. I don't care what type of business that you're in. If you have a tribe, a bunch of customers, if you're in business and you want to keep your customers, Skipio will work for you.
Okay, and is there any limit on the number of campaign keywords you can create? Because once it's set up, what if I have like 10 books, for example, or 10 different services, and maybe I'm marketing on Facebook, maybe I'm marketing on Instagram or YouTube, and then maybe I go to a trade show, or I have a flyer or a business card. Is there any limitation?
We don't limit you to keywords right now. And so you can use multiple different keywords all within Skipio.
So one number can work with every application, every product, every service I have.
Yeah, so one number does that, and in addition to that, you have the one number, you have maybe 5 different keywords. What's awesome that Skipio does is, let's say you have you're an author. You just wrote a book and you want to give away the first 3 chapters of your book for free, an ebook or something like that. So you choose the word free book. They text that in. As soon as they text that in, it automatically puts them into a separate group that's based on that keyword. And so you can have multiple keywords coming into the same number, but it will delineate where they go and keep them separated based on the keyword that you had.
Okay, so the next question then is, let's just kind of project into the future. Let's say I started using Skipio, I did the free trial, and I got set up, and your team sets me up with a campaign and gives me scripts and campaign messages that work. That's one of the benefits, is you've got thousands of customers. But how many different services can Skipio replace, and how much training will it take to get up and running? In other words, how much time does it take until it's actually up and running? Actually, asked you 2 questions.
Yeah, there's a couple of different questions there, but that's okay. I mean, and I'll address the last one first. How much time does it take? Because that's a big one. Because a lot of business owners, myself included, you included, we've been through this era of these CRMs and these complicated software platforms, where people are trying to build something that communicates, but it's just too much. And it can take weeks or sometimes months or sometimes 6 months to really get familiar with it yourself and to get your team up to speed and everything else. Skipio was designed not to cost you money, or not to cost you more money or cost you more time. It's designed to save you money, make you more money, and save you time. And so Skipio is very, very easy to use. You can be up to speed in using it, or somebody in your office could be up to speed in using it, literally within 30 minutes from the time they sign up to having everything set up, campaigns, messages ready to go within 30 minutes, and changing the game entirely in that short of a period of time.
And actually start sending messages either to 1 or 500 or 1,000 of your customers.
I mean, literally within 30 minutes of you signing up, you could be signed up, everything ready to go, and the message sent out within 30 minutes. And I'm telling you, when someone sent, this is the only reason we're willing to do this thing for free. Because we know that if somebody uses it, if somebody just tries it, and they can see the magic of what actually happens when the Skipio platform goes to work, they're a customer for life. Because Skipio doesn't, it's not just another good thing that they have in their office, because a lot of business owners have a lot of good things and they're just all over the place. Skipio doesn't just move the needle a little bit. When somebody uses Skipio, they fall in love. They say, how could I ever run my business without Skipio? Skipio moves the needle dramatically for them, and it moves it fast, and it moves it simple.
Okay, so I'm gonna just encourage you one more time. Remember that phone number, just text Try It to 858-375-1444. You can try it out right now, and you're gonna get the Skipio team will actually set your campaign up for you, give you the scripts that you need that will help you capture leads, follow up, and create more intimacy and retention with your existing customers. But you're also going to get a training video that's going to show you step by step how it works. So let's get to the other part of this, part two of that question I asked you, which is if Skipio does mobile text and email and voicemail marketing, and it also does more than that, but how, do you have to keep your existing systems? Can you get rid of them? Is it going to cost more money? Does it integrate with an existing system? What do you say to that?
Well, there's business owners that are out there and they're trying to communicate with their customers. Good business owners are. Let's say that. Not all business owners, but good business owners want to communicate with their customers. And how you communicate with your customers is absolutely critical to the success of your business. How you communicate, when you communicate, in what tone you communicate is absolutely critical. And so those campaigns that you're talking about, we're gonna send those out because we've worked with thousands of business owners and we know this stuff inside out and backwards. We know what works, we know what to say, what not to say. And so you can have a great platform, but if you don't know how to execute on that platform, it's just not gonna turn out as good. And so that's what we know, that if they'll use it, they'll be sold, they'll love it forever. It will change their business at its core. And we're gonna show them exactly how to do that so that there's no guesswork in it whatsoever. But as far as replacing other platforms, yeah, business owners are kind of jumping all over the place at this point, realistically, and they know it. I mean, I'm not saying anything that they don't already know. They're using this for email, this for texting, this for voicemail, and they're all over the place. Skipio can replace all of that. Their CRM, their voicemail, their texting, anything that they're doing, we said, look, this has to be simple. This has to save time. This has to allow the business owner to be 10 times more efficient than they're being right now in 10 times less time than they're doing it right now. And so as far as replacing those, we've combined all of those systems into one simple place to allow the business owner to have access to that communication at his fingertips and have it automated and simple that he can use day in and day out without having to jump all over the place.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about some examples of businesses that have used it before. And I know you've worked with brick and mortar businesses like dentists, insurance agents, therapists, for example, but you've also got online businesses,
correct,
consultants, coaches, authors that are using this right now. But why don't you give a couple examples of businesses that it's made a marked difference in the number of clients they are engaging with, or actually come back and want to do more business, or maybe get things going again?
It's a great question, and I wish we had more time that I could go into more of these stories, because we have thousands of customers, and our customers, they love us. It's not just like this is a great thing and it kind of helps my business a little bit. It changes their business at its core. It really does. We had one guy, for example, he was a physical therapist. And he heard about Skipio. He came to us, he said, look, I would love to be able to communicate with my customers more efficiently and better and build a relationship with them, and I need Skipio. I need something like that because nothing else out there exists that does what Skipio does. So can you please help me set this up? So we went in and we set up his office, and he has about 600 clients, and he's a physical therapist, and they had 3 offices, a pretty successful practice. And they just wanted to connect with their customers. And so we uploaded their clients into the system, and we didn't check if they were like cell phone numbers or home phone numbers. We didn't even know. We just uploaded their clients into the system, and we sent out a simple text message that said, hey, this is Dr. Jones. This is my new personal VIP text line. Please put it in your phone and let me know if you ever need anything. He wasn't asking for anything. He wasn't marketing anything. He wasn't saying, hey, we have free adjustment Saturday, please come in, or anything. He's just saying, look, I care about you. Here's a way to contact me if you ever need anything. Simple message, delivered in a way that customers want to be communicated with. I think that's a key point. Customers want this, and most business owners don't understand that customers do want it. Well, we sent this out, And it was funny, he actually gave us a testimonial of this and wrote it down, and it's great. But he said, look, we sent out this simple text message and Skipio ruined my weekend. And we said, well, what do you mean it ruined your weekend? So we sent this out on a Thursday, and normally he did not work on the weekend. On Friday and Saturday, he took off every week. And he said, Skipio ruined my weekend because I had so many people reply back. I filled up my entire Friday and Saturday with brand new appointments of people who just said, hey, Dr. Jones, thanks for reaching out. My back was hurting, my knee was hurting, my neck was hurting, whatever, and I've been thinking about coming in to see you. He filled up his entire Friday and Saturday with appointments that he would have never had before, simply by reaching out in a way that the customer wants him to reach out in, and not asking for anything, just saying, look, I care about you, I love you as a customer, and I hope you're doing well. And a part of that story that was really interesting is, and I was there, I watched this text come in, is there was a lady who was, she did like horseback riding and stuff like that. And when we sent the text out, we were watching these messages come back in, people saying, welcome to the 21st century, Dr. Jones, this is fantastic, we love it, can we come in, can we come in? Well, this lady replied back and she goes, I cannot believe that you sent this message to me right now. She goes, I literally just got bucked off a horse about 5 minutes ago, and I'm sitting here thinking to myself, I need to go see Dr. Jones, and you texted me right now just to say hey, and I need to come in and see you. And it was awesome. He absolutely loved it.
Okay, now the great stories, I can imagine someone thinking right now, okay, well, does this mean that I need to be running everything and controlling everything? So let's say I go through, I set up the campaign, I get the number, and you guys provide the message campaigns, the engagement campaigns for me, and you know it works because you've worked with thousands of customers. Yeah. I get set up. Do I need to run anything? In other words, can I give this to my assistant? Can I have it run from the desktop? Is this thing keeping track of all the messages and the responses? Like, that could get really overwhelming for a lot of business owners. How does this get automated in a way that me as the business owner doesn't have to run and control everything, and I don't have all this happening on my phone if I don't want it to be happening?
Yeah, again, Skipio is designed to eliminate all the hassle. It eliminates the daily grind of being in business. And so, yeah, most business owners don't manage it themselves, and it's not managed all just from your mobile phone. It's actually a desktop application where it keeps all of the communication right there in front of you, whether it's your text or your voicemails, your emails, all those different things. It's managed in that one platform that's really easy to see, really easy to use. And so most business owners, once we get them set up in the program, it will just be like, set it and forget it. It goes, and any of the communication that comes back in is managed by their assistant or, you know, their office manager or something like that, but all of the customers feel like they're getting that personal connection with the business owner.
That's fantastic. So once again, I want to just encourage you to try this out and see it work for yourself, which means just pull out your mobile phone right now and text "try it" to 858-375-1444. The system will actually follow up with you. You're going to get to see how it works, how it can work for you, and someone will actually set up your system for you, and you can be up and running, messaging your existing customers or capturing new leads in as little as a half an hour.
Literally within a half an hour. I mean, we've had some clients get set up and going within like 10, 15 minutes.
Okay.
It was designed to be easy to use. It wouldn't be good if all of a sudden you got in and it was a hassle.
Right.
It's not a hassle.
And that means also you can either use it standalone, so it can essentially replace all your other tools, or you can integrate it with an existing CRM or your other business systems that maybe someone's had business systems set up for 5 or 10 years.
Correct.
Okay, that's fantastic. So here's what I'd like to do is I'd like to share some of the testimonials. You have some videos of some people who have been using Skipio and have been getting some great results. Mm-hmm. And what we'll do then is just share a couple of those right now, and then when we come back, we'll talk about taking advantage of this program again.
Fantastic.
Does that sound good?
Yep.
All right, well, check these videos out right now.
I love Skipio. I love it. And I'm going to tell you exactly why. As an evangelist, as an advocate, and a thought leader to home-based entrepreneurs and the home-based industry, I'm always looking for ways to expand my reach and do that in an effective way that can be right now. And I found over the years that email is becoming less and less effective not because the message is bad, but because the getting inside somebody's inbox but when you're able to get inside somebody's phone and notify them, that's the real estate that everybody wants. So when I saw the software, I decided to give it a shot, and immediately after I started using it, I saw a 400% increase in my calendar. Appointments in my calendar, which was awesome. Well, we've started testing it with other areas like direct response, for Facebook ads and whatnot. And it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing because you're getting push information to the people you want to get it to right now. Because we live in a mobile world, so getting the communication and the message that you want to get to people right now is critical. My name is T.W. Walker, and I love Skipio. The guys asked me to do a quick testimonial for them, and I unequivocally said yes, absolutely, 100%, because I believe in the software. And most importantly and this is something that's really important to me whenever I buy any kind of service, is I want to make sure that customer service is going to be there. And one thing that has really stood out to me in particular, beyond the amazing awesomeness of the software, is the customer service behind it. The guys are amazing. They're there for me anytime I have a question, and you won't go wrong by getting the software.
So I've only been using Skipio for about 5 weeks, and the results of that have been tremendous. Well, what I did was I sent out a group message to all of my team, letting them know what the product of the month is, as well as that, what it was and when they needed to get it by, just as a friendly reminder. And the responses were incredible. I had probably 150 responses after one group text message that I sent out, and with multiple orders and lots of friendly thank yous and things like that as follow-up. And so by doing that, I had a ton more orders and helped me to reach my goal also when I was reaching for Diamond in August.
Skipio has helped me grow my business in so many ways. I can't believe it's actually taken me this long to jump on board, but it's helped me build relationships with not only my customers, but my business partners as well. And it also makes my business more efficient, so that what I really started my business to do, to stay at home and continue to be a stay-at-home mommy, makes it even more possible to not take time away from my kids.
Hi, my name is Tyler Bluth, and we've been, Jason got us set up with Skipio, and my secretary and I, Cabrina, and we were really skeptical for the first weekend we got it set up. And within probably 2 hours, we had ruined our whole weekend because we thought we weren't going to have to work. Got our whole weekend set up with physical therapy visits, got 5 in one afternoon, and really convinced that it's a great method, a great way to schedule people, to communicate with people, particularly in the physical therapy world, because we see people once a week, twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week. Great tool to be able to communicate and get people set up scheduling. Also a good way to do payments, and really effective tool, and we'll hopefully be using it for a long time.
All right. Very, very impressive. You've got a lot of happy customers, thousands of them at this point. So is there anything else you want to share besides just get inside and try Skipio out?
I think that's the most important thing, is just to get in and try it out. There's nothing to lose, everything to gain. Just get in and try it. See how Skipio applies to your business. I promise once a business owner gets in there and they see what it can do, like I said before, it doesn't move the needle just a little bit. It's not just another Me Too product. It's something that changes their business at its core, and it's something that they've been looking for a very long time. It's really the best business that I've ever been involved with. And one of the reasons that it's the best business is our customers. We love our customers, but our customers love us. Sometimes you have a business where maybe you sell something and you never see those customers again. In our business, we communicate with our customers all the time. And our business owners that use Skipio, they come into our office, they send us letters, they send us cards and thank you notes of how transformational Skipio was for their business. And I think once business owners realize that Skipio exists, that Skipio is there and available for them, something that hasn't been available ever before. This is new, this is innovative, and this blows everything else away. And the only way to understand that is to truly experience, send that first message, see what they say back. And I promise when customers experience that, they can't get the smile off their face.
Well, I'm convinced. I'm using it in my own business. So what I'd encourage you to do is get inside, try out Skipio right now. Again, that number is 858-375-1444. Just text "try it" to that phone number, 858-375-1444. You can try it out for free, get your campaign set up for you, get winning, proven scripts and campaigns that have worked in industries, and you'll find one that works for you as well, because the Skipio team has actually found the top industries and created campaigns that work in across a variety of industries, including yours, and you're gonna be able to find out right away. And there's a training video you're gonna get that's gonna show you even bigger and better ways on how you can go out, capture more leads, retain the customers you have, and create customers for life. So Jason, congratulations, thank you.
Thank you.
Great job. Go out there, try out Skipio today.
The CEO of Procter & Gamble, Bob McDonald, said, with digital technology, it is now possible to have one-on-one personal relationships with every customer.
There's so many things in today's fast-paced society that are vying for your customers' attention. A lot of times with different marketing platforms, our businesses want to stay in touch with their customers, but they have to use multiple different platforms and jump all over the place to try to manage their communication that they have with their customers. Skipio brought everything together into one platform, and it allows you to uniquely stay in touch with all of your customers from one simple place.